Fall is busy season in Las Vegas now that everyone can go outside again. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, Andrew Corrali, publisher of The List.Vegas and frequent CityCast contributor, joins me to highlight some of the best things to do in town this month. It's Wednesday, November 1st. I'm David Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Andrew Corrali, welcome back to CityCast Las Vegas.
Hey, David. Great to be here.
Oh, always nice to see you with a smile on your face and a laugh in your heart. Well, let's start here. Let's talk about, let's say, top two can't miss events that you are pumped about this November.
So actually two cool events coming up. One is actually this residency that just started at the Oyo Las Vegas, which is formerly Hooters. This place has actually been popping with a pretty active roster of events. They're doing a lot of comedy. They're doing a lot of shows. But they have a new residency show coming up. It's called Cumbia Queen, a Las Vegas tribute to Selena. And I'm kind of actually a sort of late and recent convert to the magic of Selena. You know, the queen of Tejano music who crossed over into American pop culture with her just really vibrant, highly danceable cumbia and Tejano songs. And I'm hearing great things about Cumbia Queen, and this is actually playing through January. So lots of opportunities to catch this show. Plays through like Thursday through Sundays, through like mid-January. So very exciting.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of programming over at Oyo. I've been seeing a lot of burlesque over there, and comedy's kind of a staple. So what's next?
November 11th, I'm really excited about this Austin-based blues band coming to town, Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears. This guy is just blazing hot, and he plays this just ferociously gutsy rocking soul that really gives throwback vibes to 60s vintage blues and R&B, but very just gritty. He's got songs like Booty City, Handshake Drugs, and he just does this real drive-in rock and roll style of blues that I think is going to be great. And it's actually at Area 15, which I find really interesting because Area 15 has
They too have been doing a lot of different shows, though.
Yeah. And they kind of have a reputation, for better or worse, as being like the spot for EDM. But, Area 15 has quickly turned into kind of like this Swiss Army knife of culture in that they are actually doing a lot more. And I feel like they're doing shows that you might see at other venues that you might expect to see like the Brooklyn Bowl or at the Sand Dollar downtown. So I think it's kind of cool that they're mixing this up with this rock and blues artist. So I'm really excited about this show. And there's going to be just a lot of crazy dancing and, sweat drenched old school blues. So very excited about that.
Let's hit some more categories. I got a few that I kind of jotted down because I'm curious, like how you're going to spend your November in a lot of ways. Are there any annual traditions that come back in November that you're looking forward to in Las Vegas?
Oh yes, as a lifelong Las Vegan, I'm looking forward to Las Vegas Days, which are more
Las Vegas Days.
Our more deeply rooted listeners may remember it as Hell Dorado Days. And that's November 10th and 11th, and the actual rodeo proper takes place next to the very tough sounding Core Arena next to the plaza downtown. And they're going to have the rodeo there, of course, where you could see all the rodeo things. But they usually have, kind of like a Western bazaar there. They're going to have their Whiskerino contest for the beard inclined. And I'm not, really into like, country and Western culture, but I feel a certain sort of like, affinity or maybe even obligation to attend this every year in that it purports to celebrate the roots of Las Vegas. It's always fun. Funny story, years ago, actually, I participated in a contest in the rodeo arena in which they set loose a bunch of journalists into this arena filled with very frightened looking steer. and we had to actually grab a bandana off of the steers that all have these bandanas. We had to grab one off of them and then haul butt to the other end of the arena. And the first one who made it, you got a prize or something like that, or you won the contest.
And the last one who made it is now steer food.
Yeah, exactly. They have since been mulched into human manure. And no, yeah, it was, yeah. And I wonder, looking back now, if that wasn't some kind of sort of thinning operation.
Yeah, they obviously didn't want to be reported upon, and so they took all their least favorite journalists. Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah. But anyway, that event was terrifying but fun, exhilarating, and Las Vegas Day is always fun. So that's November 10th and 11th near the Plaza and Environ. So very exciting.
And I'll tell you that the Plaza is all in on that rodeo angle. And a fun tip: if you are of the sort that enjoys viewing at large animals in that kind of atmosphere, there's the walkover that goes over to the Smith Center from Main Street.
Oh yeah, okay.
It gives you a perfect view to see like the entirety of where the animals are kind of held and kept during the pendency of the rodeo. It's kind of a cool secret spot to look down in the back of the plaza. Very cool.
Like a top-down view of the Thunderdome.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
Nice.
I really love the annual return of Ethel M. Chocolate's Holiday Cactus Garden, where they've got all those like great cactus and desert flowers and trees and things just completely adorned, festooned in a gabillion lights. I think that's the actual number. It's so cool because they're all different colors and you kind of wander through there. And I always get there a little early, and I think that's starting on November 3rd, but I get there a little earlier in the evening so I could also do the tour. So I get my free chocolate at the end because I'm always good.
Nice,
and then I can nibble on my chocolate and then romantically stroll through the holiday cactus. What a tradition.
Nice. Yeah, and I love how it actually sort of, embraces a sense of place, right? It's always kind of Christmas trees, they don't technically grow natively in the valley. So I always thought it was kind of, charming that there's a certain implicit embrace of native botany, indigenous botany type situation. And it really is magical, right? You string like sparkly, glittering lights on anything, and it's just like, wow.
All right, I'm going to move on to another category, Andrew, because there's so much. I mean, November is jam-packed. Let's talk about super good artsy and or fartsy. Like a good event for the wine-sipping, New Yorker reading cultural maven out there.
Well, let me adjust my monocle.
Yes.
And I can tell you about one of my favorites that's actually coming up. And I have this weird obsession, and I try to see it every year, is Carmina Burana. And that's coming up November 3rd. Oh, so this is an annual dance choral extravaganza by Nevada Ballet Theater at the Smith Center. But I've seen it in many iterations. Back in the day, they used to do it at UNLV, and they might even be doing it there in another separate concert. But November 3rd through the 5th at the Smith Center, Carmina Burana by Nevada Ballet Theater. This is their seasonal kickoff, so they just put tons of sort of, aesthetic, artistic mojo into this event. And Carmina Burana is this work by Carl Orff. And basically, he got his hands on a bunch of old, weird medieval poetry that's about fate and life and death and all those kind of cosmic philosophical things. And then he basically, said, hey, I'm going to put this to really intense choral orchestral music, and it is a trip to see this live. And so for me, the dancing is almost a bonus because the actual sort of musical power and force of this is actually really intense, and I get a little emo when I see it, and it's definitely an experience. And they're going to have apparently 50 singers blasting out the medieval emo goodness at this event, and so that should be a lot of fun. And Smith Center, always a cool spot to go for concerts.
Yeah, Smith Center has that wide range, and they even do author readings if you want to follow this New Yorker reading culture maven thread. David Sedaris, the newly controversial David Sedaris, is going to be doing a presentation of whatever David Sedaris does now these days. I'm guessing it's not about being an elf. On November 21st over at the Smith Center. So that should be a fun one too. And he'll come out with some interesting hot takes, and I'm sure that would probably be discussed there too. So that might be fun.
Yeah, is he reading from recent work or?
Well, likely. Every time I've seen David Sedaris, which is now like half a dozen times, it's almost always his latest work.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be interesting. One. Yeah, that'll be interesting too to see how that plays in a pretty significantly large venue of essentially a spoken word performance. But if anyone could pull it off, I think it would be the Smith Center.
Yeah, and David Sedaris, very talented guy for a long time now. Do you ever get over to UNLV every year in November for the big annual art walk?
Yeah, actually, I go every year, and the word is that this year they're doing some extra stuff that I've got an early beat on that I'm excited about. Apparently, Black Mountain Institute and the UNLV Creative Writing Department have gotten together, and they're doing this thing as part of the crazy festivities called Poetry Kitchen, where you kind of interact and actually like cook up some poetry in the Poetry Kitchen. But what are you looking forward to in that event?
I just love walking from studio gallery to studio gallery, seeing the studios in effect, see people's work in progress. They, try to clean up a little bit, or some of them intentionally keep it a little filthy, which I also like.
Yeah.
So with the students, with the MFAs and all that, and then the cute little galleries that are there too.
Oh yeah, Donna Beam and Grant Hall.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. It's really underrated as a great source of visual art in our community. I mean, whether it's the Barrick or the Donna Beam, or the various other galleries, even the Alumni Gallery. There are always really interesting shows, and especially when they feature the work of the students who are there. It's a chance to see someone maybe before they get really famous, or just work that you fall in love with. I've gotten lots of artwork for my house at art walks.
Nice.
You walk in, you're like, I'm in love with that piece, and you haggle a little bit, not too much, because artists deserve all the money, and you take something fun home with you.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm always looking forward to see what Marjorie Barrick pulls out, because a couple of years ago when I went, they had this kind of interactive, very physical piece where it was this gigantic sort of parachute bubble that people could interact with in various ways. So I like how they take the art and make it really interactive and for all ages, right? I think that's really important too, is introducing the kids to the arts.
And I love their little cactus garden out front. People miss that sometimes when they go to see a show over at the Barrick. They miss that there's that great little space to walk through and see their version.
Yeah, I love it.
So Andrew, let's do this last category. What could you do that's maybe a little more fringe, a little more party central? Let's say you're ready to, I don't know, whip out those combat boots that have been mothballed over the summer months. What you gonna do to live or relive your youth, huh?
Well, this actually tracks with sort of some early New Year's resolutions that I'm going to enact in November, and they're quite simple. One is to sing more, and one is to dance more. So going with dancing first, Sundown Soul Club is a really cool event that pops off every second Friday at the Griffin downtown. The Griffin has just been doing all kinds of really like weird, quirky, niche shows. Sundown Soul Club is basically like a sort of collective of soul and funk enthusiasts, and they all collect records, and they get together once a month, and they bring out all their records, and they just throw this raging funk soul dance party. Their next one's coming up November 10th, and I haven't been to one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But I've seen on the gram and on the internet. It seems very like come as you are, no judgment, so you don't have to be young and glamorous like you are to show up and get your funk on. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And that's in the back room of the Griffin?
Yeah, the back room, which is this tiny little room with this tiny little bar, but it contains an explosive amount of rock and roll energy whenever they put on the shows or put a DJ in there. So Griffin, don't sleep on it for sure.
I think the room looks so small, but once you're in there dancing, and I have been there dancing many a night, it just seems much bigger. And I'm guessing part of that is the heavy pours out in the main bar area kind
Yeah.
of open up your perspective.
Right.
So
Yeah.
definitely
Exactly.
well, if you're a drinker, not to say that everyone needs to drink to have a good time, but if you are of that ilk, heavy pours at the Griffin. And I call it a two ingredient or less place.
Right.
Not that they
Right.
can't make a great cocktail, but if you're ordering something that has more than three things in it, you might as well just go somewhere else because you want to
Yeah.
get your job done and then go in that back and do that party. So where are you going to be singing? That's dancing, Andrew. Where's the singing coming
Yeah.
in?
So two places are on my radar. One is Mondays at Berlin on Charleston in the Arts District. They do punk rock karaoke, which some bars have done this theme before, but Berlin does it like no one else. They have just these wild nights of caterwauling interpretations of punk classics, both old and new. I've always wanted to perform just like a screaming demon version of Rollins' "Do It," and so I think I'm going to finally make good on that personal resolution. Another spot is Starboard Tack. Tuesday nights, Hot Carl Seals does a very chill, come as you are, no judgment karaoke night called Carloki. Because his name's Carl, it gets hopping late into the night. So that's another spot that's on my radar. And those are both just like cool, small, little indie, venues with great drinks, great menu. Definitely looking to get my shriek on at these events.
What can you do with the whole family, Andrew, from old to young around Thanksgiving if they come to visit?
Yeah, there are a number of cool family events that are sort of off the beaten path from what you might expect as being the tourist corridor. But starting November 10th, downtown Summerlin opens up its very popular Rock Rink, which is its 8,000 square foot ice skating rink that's in the pavilion. And when that's paired with their Enchant Christmas attraction, it is like a sort of duo of holiday good times. And this is like an all ages event. You rent your skates for like $16. And I just love it whenever we like terraform environments and create, sudden,
Yeah.
jarringly sudden seasonal biodomes in Las Vegas. And so this is one of those where it's like, they just like fire a weather beam and it's like instant holiday magic. And that actually runs through January 15th at downtown Summerlin. So great way for the family to, skate around. So much to do in downtown Summerlin. So the Rock Rink is on my radar for sure.
Anywhere else for the fam?
Can't go wrong. This one is actually ends a little bit before Thanksgiving, but another wildly popular one for kids and families is the butterfly habitat at the Springs
Oh,
Preserve,
yeah. That's
and
awesome.
they open up a couple times a year, in certain pockets whenever the butterflies are feeling it. It's open now through November 20th. So your mileage may vary if you're scared of insects, but whenever you feel those, you could walk into the little, butterfly area and they're landing on you and stuff like that. And you're guaranteed to either feel a sort of magical communion with the natural world or you'll go catatonic with terror. But
Right.
super fun for kids and families. And I think it's so popular, they might even have a waiting list now. So I say,
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. It really is.
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's very educational too. And so Springs Preserve is another one of those cool little biodomes in Vegas. So yeah, butterflies always cool.
It's always changing seasonally, too, just because seasons, to the extent that we have them here. And November is a great time to go catch stuff out there at Springs Preserve. If
Yeah.
I had family in town, I mean, Bellagio is at the conservatory is always an
Oh,
easy one.
yeah.
It's always going to put you in a spirit if you can get to it. In my opinion, Bellagio is the hardest of all the hotels to get to, and with that chaos that's going to be after F1, who even knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Teleportation might be in order.
Yeah, maybe, or if they're just airlifting people, that would be something to
Yeah.
do. Well, Andrew, wrapping up, is there anywhere else not mentioned yet where someone's going to see you, Andrew Corrali, in public in November?
Yeah, very excited. November 25th, you will see me at the New Horseshoe, formerly Bally's. And I
Yes.
will be at Dita Las Vegas, a Jubilant Review. And so my girlfriend got me this sort of gift of experiences for my birthday back in July. And the Dita Von Teese residency will actually has started, and she's running through April. And so my tickets are for November 25th. And I'm so excited because this is kind of like the apotheosis of burlesque culture, which has just been like simmering and boiling over here in Vegas with so many events and so many venues. Burlesque of every different theme and flavor and variety. But Dita Von Teese is bringing this level of glammy, vampy production with a nice little throwback love to Jubilee. I've seen a lot of the photos of this event, and it just like looks beautifully produced with the costuming and the set design. So very excited about that.
Yeah.
So I will definitely be hitting that.
And those are the costumes. Those are the costumes from Jubilee?
Yeah, I think in some cases they're actually using some of like original costumes and sets, and then other ones are sort of more gestural. But I love the idea of taking the old and giving it that new, razzmatazz. So excited about that. And how about you, David? Where can we find you in public this November?
Well, I don't want people to actually see me. I'm going to be hiding out. But I do have one public event that's scheduled November 4th. I lead a storytelling workshop out of the Charleston Heights Art Center for the city of Las Vegas. And we've got 6 great local storytellers who've been working really hard on their stories. And on November 4th, which is Saturday night at the Charleston Heights Art Center over there on Brush Street off of Charleston, we're going to do a show. So 7 p.m. I'll MC it and present my proteges, my storytelling students who are going to tell true stories about something important in their lives. Yeah, the theme is imposter syndrome.
Oh, nice.
We're trying to broaden it out. So should absolutely be a fun night for people who enjoy things like The Moth and storytelling series like that.
Oh yeah, I've been to several of them, and they are super cool and actually like surprisingly polished. I've been to a lot of storytelling events in town, including the one you used to put on way back in the day, the Tell, which I think was the pinnacle of public storytelling events.
Maybe again someday.
Yeah. But sometimes it's a mixed bag. But I've been really pleased with the quality and the level of storytelling expertise at the Story Slam. So you will see me there too. So we will triangulate each other.
Oh, fantastic. And, it really is a beautiful venue. It's a city venue, and they have an art gallery there. So if anyone's going to come to Charleston Heights to see the Story Slam show or any other show, always sneak into that gallery. They have a group show right now that has a lot of interesting artists, local artists. It's a great show. I really, really like it. All right, Andrew, time has flown. Not enough time to cover everything in November, but I think we did pretty good. Andrew Corrali, thanks for sharing some really good November tips for all of our listeners here at CityCast Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks again.
And that's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. Let us know in a review why you love November in Las Vegas. Oh, sounds like a song. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Till then, stay lucky. Yes. I was trying to come up with a good pun off of moo or bovine and nothing happened.
Brovine. No.
Brovine. No, not working. All cut.